Dogpatch.
Here again, back at it.
You were just lamenting to me about the state of your life.
I was talking to a friend about a kind of derelict townie, and I was like, what's he doing for work? And she's like eBay? And I was like, oh no, like I'm doing quote eBay for work. But even worse, I made the mistake of finding out that Legos have value.
Mint in box or loose Legos?
Kind of at every stage. Mint in box is big. Complete sets, also huge. But loose Legos themselves, they've done all these aftermarket blueprints for Lego set, fantasy Lego sets that you can build. So dudes have to go and get all the pieces piecemeal, if you will. This isn't eBay. This is a dozen Discogs for Legos.
Legogs?
It's Brick Link, Brick Site, Brick Owl. They can't use the word Lego in any of it, but...
Those sound like drug sites.
And here's the thing, is that in order to sell these complete sets of Legos that I had in my dad's house, I had to create a username.
Rick Ross 42.
Well, Jason Crateman being, no one to shy away from a good opportunity to create a pun, I was like, Brick Ross. Every day. Taken. Brick James. Married. Taken.
Wow, username scarcity on Lego sites.
Brick Squad. Taken.
Brick Squad 52 probably.
Oh,
taken.
I mean, and I was just like, this is my bag. This is where I excel.
Slick Brick?
Slick Brick was taken. I challenge any listener to send me an available username that is not taken on any of the major Lego marketplace sites.
I think if you went into the sports Brick Honeycutt, you could probably find some baseball obscurities that you could rick out.
No Bricky Henderson.
Bricky Henderson is cold.
It would have been. And for whoever has it, stick tap, for getting it first. But I mean, I seriously spent an evening
just popping names into a fucking Lego reseller
pacing
site?
the house and then sprinting to the laptop to be like, Bricky Henderson, taken. Ah!
Buonezzone.
Bricky Gervais. Bricky Schroeder, if you want to go hard right.
I kind of wish I'd consulted you about this.
I'm a little offended you didn't. You know I'm good at this shit too, so
Also, the plural of Lego is not Legos. It is Lego brick.
What?
You cannot pluralize Lego.
Everybody pluralizes Lego.
I know.
Can you pluralize ego?
Well, the toothpaste is out of the tube with Lego. Yeah, Lego, my ego. Let me check your freezer.
I don't have any Eggo waffles. So I would eat an Eggo
That was
waffle.
on my rider. On my rider, it clearly said that you
There's
need
lots
to
of fails. The chopper didn't even pick you up from the airport.
And when you're out on the helipad by yourself at O'Hare, you just kind of look like a dunce.
But it gave you more time to develop this show, which you've been bugging me about for some time, and we finally got it together to do it. So what are we going to listen to and talk about today?
Today, we are going to listen to black folk music.
Music by black folks or folk music by blacks?
Folk music by black folk.
So you're saying African Americans, largely with acoustic guitars, performing in a kind of folk singer-songwriter bag that's usually more associated with Bob Dylan and them.
Precisely. Honestly, the seed for this it germinated a very long time ago when I saw the Woodstock film and Richie Havens, first performer, comes out on stage. And I've never been a big Richie Havens fan, but seeing him come out on stage just thrashing an acoustic guitar, I was like, that's a cool vibe. That's a cool visual.
Well, the energy alone of that performance was enough to get him over, even if the songs and content of the songs was not to your liking.
You always get these sort of Bill Withery people, and you're like, well, where's the rest of this stuff? Where are the more precious, maybe more tucked away?
The Dogpatch.
The Dogpatch version of black folks playing black folk. Yeah, so I kind of spent quite a while trying to piece this show together to get enough for a show where the content was strong and it was emblematic of, exactly the sound that I wanted to believe existed.
And I addended the show with 3 or 4 additional tracks, given the breadth of my incredible collection. I did have, in fact, some black folk in there for sure.
A debt of gratitude to the Dante Carfagna Society of Rares.
The Grail Council approved.
£500,000.
So we'll start in the 60s, right?
That sounds fair.
And what's the first thing we're going to listen to?
We are going to listen to a gentleman, Oscar Brown Jr. This is from the original cast recording of Joy, which, according to reviews, has no story. But the soundtrack itself is pretty
varied.
Yeah, it's very varied in all the styles of music. And he's the kind of person whose Wikipedia page might say he's a playwright, civil rights activist, poet, musician. Chicagoan. This was about a performance. This was about a song. This was about a concept. This was about telling a story. And I think because of that, and of course, it doesn't hurt that the acoustic guitar is in there jamming. So I think it really fits the mold.
60s folk, if you think of it popularly, it's usually in bed with protest music. So if you think about the New York scene and like where Bob Dylan came from and Fred Neil and those people as they were coming up, there was some kind of social element to the lyrical content. They were commenting on something. It wasn't songs about love or dreams or anything. It always had some kind of political or social element to it. So the first couple things we're going to listen to, particularly is Oscar Brown. He was a very politically minded person, is still stuck in kind of the dictionary definition of 60s folk music where you should be saying something, it should have an acoustic guitar, it's people's music, if you will. But as the show progresses, as we had discussed earlier looking through the track list, it gets a little bit more weird and amorphous as we make our way through the show, particularly as we go into the 70s and even late 70s where a black fellow or a black woman with an acoustic guitar, it doesn't have to be about anything. It could just be a song about beauty or love.
Which I think is like part and parcel with the direction folk took.
But where we'll start definitely has its foot in folk music as it's defined, 60s folk music.
Time. We're gonna talk about time. We're gonna talk all about T-I-M-E. Yeah. Time. Once time was quantity untold, just there to try my patience. But time has turned as I've grown old and altered our relations. It started as my lifelong mate, albeit quite a bore. Big lump on which I had to wait, and always there'd be more time. 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 'Twas time I figured for a fool, time I used to curse, not knowing time is nature's tool, the school, the universe. Time put a twinkle in my eye, assured me I was cute, then played the maiden flitting by with me in hot pursuit. Time, yeah, time, baby, time. With time I grew more wise and strong, and as I hit my stride, time brought experience along to serve me as my guide. Experience it was, in fact, that led me to the truth, by taking me behind time's back to view my dying youth. Time, time. 'Twas time had taught my youth to fly, and with my youth had flown. But now my youth was left to die as time flew on alone. I beg my youth, don't die like this, remain with me a while. Time turned and gave us both a kiss, and you died with a smile. Time. You killed my youth, I cried, a crime too frightful to be true. Yes, happy birthday, shouted time, and happy new year too. Hey, happy birthday, happy new year, happy birthday, happy new year, happy birthday, happy new year, happy.
Here I sit, my head in my hands. Here I sit alone, my head in my hands. Here I sit, my head in my hands, wondering what's wrong with my fellow man. And I hear a talk of winds of change. Got my Lord on a high-flying bird. He's winging through the air, it seems without care. I wonder, does that birdie gliding so high feel as free as he looks, or confined to the sky? Does he wish he were as free as fish that swim the sea? And it seems that but yesterday I heard them singing the songs that said we must turn away from the paths of wrong that will lead us down to the fate of wrong. Ah, but what must be done seems so simply written. Ah, it is written in the things he has named his name. Here I sit, Lord, disillusion. Here I sit, Lord, disillusion. Here I sit, disillusioned, able to reach but one conclusion. And I hear a talk of winds of change. And all that you could see with these eyes I see, or hear the star-spangled with these ears I hear. And it seems there's no one tomorrow to do what must now be done today. I hear a talk of winds of change. Here I sit, get disillusioned.
Doors closing.
Jerry Moore, Winds of Change on ESP disc. You know, perfect example of a song, you know, with a message. Even you mentioned, you know, Winds of Change just reeks of sort of like Bob Dylan.
So Bobby.
You know, in the margins of a Bob Dylan notepad.
Every folk notepad has the words wind or change somewhere in there, probably multiple times.
It doesn't skew soulful. It doesn't skew. I mean, there's heart in it as much as there is, you know, with folk music with a message.
But if you weren't to tell anyone that that was performed by an African American, that's just another folk guy.
Yeah.
Interesting guy, Jerry Moore. He had a couple records on Columbia and then that ESP disc LP, and then literally vanished from the scene entirely. I don't think he made a single note of music after the ESP disc record.
Jerry Moore, if you're out there, hit us up at dogpatch.com, which doesn't exist. So, you know, good luck with that.
Chilling.
This next thing is something is one of your picks.
When you gave me the kernel of this idea years ago, I will admit that I didn't spend too much time thinking about it. But when this really important and expensive recording date was due, I put my brain to it. And there's a really cool label from Houston called Judd Nell that put out soul and jazz stuff, famously known for Light Men, which is a kind of soul jazz group. But they did these, I believe there's two, folk records by this guy, and I'm going to try to get this right. His name is Thomas Melancon. That's how it's spelled. It may be pronounced differently. Again, we're no linguists.
Melancon 3000.
This stuff is really intense because this is clearly has a message, a pro-black message. There's an anger to it, which also marks a lot of 60s folk music. This is from the 70s, but you can see this guy's wet with the residue of 60s anger. It's called 400 Years. It's on Judd Nail. It's kind of a rare item, of course, Dogpatch. Gripping. But really, really intense. And I urge any listeners, if they like this particular guy's perspective, there's at least 2 other singles you can investigate that are probably available online. So this is from like 71 or 72.
I asked my grandmother one day, I said, "Grandmother, have you ever been a slave?" My grandmother took me on the side. She whispered in my ear, she said, "Why, hell yeah, 400 years, 400 years. Well, I've been hog-tied, dog-tongued, I've been shot down by the sound of a gun, bull-whipped, I've been back-stripped, I've been laid down on a sailor ship, sunburned, box-corn, I've been working chains in the early morning and looked at coal black, I've been ran down by a nasty track, and you ask me, is it true? Why, hell yeah, 400 years, 400 years. Slave and labor, white man's favor, work plantation and build white nation. Call me Charlie, work and waller, and you ask me, is it true? Why, hell yeah, 400 years, 400 years. Then I asked my grandfather, real cool dude, out of sight, Cadillac with a built-in maid, big old pad. So look here, grandfather, have you ever been a slave? My grandfather took me on the side and he whispered in my ear, he said, why, hell yeah. I said, hell yeah. 400 years, 400 years, 400 years. Well, I've been hog-tied, dog-tongued, I've been shot down by the sound of a gun. Bull-whipped, I've been back-stripped, I've been laid down on a sailor ship. Sunburned, box-corn, I've been working chains in the early morning and looked at coal black. I've been ran down by a nasty track, and you ask me, is it true? Hell yeah, hell yeah. 400 years, 400 years. Help me break these chains, brother. Help me break these chains, sister. Help me break these chains. Gotta break these chains.
400 years of what?
Man, that's a tune.
He's in it, though, right? Mm-hmm. There's a definite conviction to a lot of that.
This is the vehicle for that message.
Do you think that's just him with the percussion, like at his feet, like the tambourine and the
just
little
busker style?
Yeah, busker style. It kind of feels that way.
Yeah.
Very mysterious figure, Melancon. I checked during the time we were playing the song, and indeed he has 2 records on Judd Nell and then another on Space City, all in that bag.
Again, this is stuff, you know, there's not black folk records. There's not like a famous black folk festival. This stuff is just really scattered. There's kind of no rhyme or reason to it.
In a strange way, the built-in audience for trad folk music is white folks.
Pretty white.
As you said, there's no black folk music festival. I mean, I'm sure there has been in the annals of time, but it's not something that is drawing 1 million people and we know about. Mm-hmm. That the audience for this music, the way it sounds, is largely a white audience. You get this interesting conundrum.
Can you imagine this bill of our track listing for today?
Probably be like really over message-based folk music by the end of it. Like, God damn, all right, with the heavy-handedness.
Nothing wrong.
So this next thing we're going to listen to that you brought is by Willie Wright, but not the Caribbean Willie Wright. This is the Willie Wright from the Eastern Seaboard, from Massachusetts, or the guy that did Right On for the Darkness on Hotel.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I believe he grew up in Brooklyn and then made his way to Boston, and from there, maybe the Cape. Actually, the next two examples of records we're going to play, I think, in a large part, getting, out into maybe folkier environs.
Read whiter.
And playing shows at the local coffee shop or whatever.
Fisherman's Wharf.
Yeah, these are the tunes you got to play. Maybe you play Light My Fire by the Doors, and you're like, oh, that song sucks. What else y'all got? And you start to get into, like, maybe some Dylan, and then you start to say, well, I can do this.
Well, also there's this thing built into the folk singer that they're, a troubadour, and a troubadour wanders, spreading song. The role of the troubadour, the Trouvere, was they traveled. Kind of like a folk singer in America picks up on the kind of pulse of politics or whatever. In medieval times, a guy would show up in some, small township, go to the richest people and say, hey, I'll write a song about your family, just pay me. The role of the folk singer in that regard, you can put material into them and they can translate it into song rather than something coming from the deep imagination or whatever. Often the folk singer is influenced by external elements rather than, like this is the song burning in my heart.
I have black folk records by guys who went to William and Mary in the early 70s for medical school. And it's like, yeah, I could see you getting put onto some folk music there.
Where's William and Mary?
In Williamsburg, Virginia. Second oldest university in America.
It sounds like some
Harvard.
ancient shit.
Yeah.
So we're going to listen to Willie Wright now.
Willie Wright brings about something that probably a lot of these guys were tapping into, which is the emergence of spirituality. I think Willie Wright is kind of your dashiki philosophy book reading kind of cat who, was going to be outside the box no matter what kind of art he created. So I think the emergence of sort of awareness, spirituality.
If you kind of look at it and think about it in this regard, as the political climate of the 60s kind of waned a little bit, the inspiration for your average folk singer, whether black or white, would either come from spirituality, like post-hippie spirituality, or fucking Jesus. There was very little politically driven folk music in the 70s as compared to the 60s, at least. Certainly there was some. Basically, if you did folk, you either wound up in the church or like on the street corner tinfoil hat shit in a weird way.
Used to be brainwashed. I hate to admit, but that's the only way I can make the pieces fit. I used to think that Africa was wild and uncivilized, but now I'm so proud I finally realized oh, Africa is home, sweet home. Oh, Africa is home, sweet home. I used to be sad, upset and confused. I'd like to know how would you feel I used to think that Africa was wild and uncivilized. But now I'm so thankful I open up my eyes. Come on now, let's sing it together. Oh, Africa is home, sweet home. Oh, Africa is home, sweet home. Come on now, let's sing it together. Oh, Africa is home, sweet home.
I dream that we live out in the country, where peace of mind blows in with the breeze. There were no words to be spoken. We whisper in our emotions of love. I dream that we had plenty of time. Life rolled on, and every morning we would rise. Where the blue marmalade skies call softly to our eyes. Oh, if I could, I surely would make a wish before I would awake. Of all the things I want and need, I'll leave them behind and take you in the country. And yet I know it's just a dream. The clock will ring and I'll get up, hoping that I'll find you. I dream that we lived out in the country.
And that was I Dreamed by Jerome McMurray.
And that was a Canadian release, you said?
Yeah, all his stuff came out in Canada.
I see. The Willie Wright is so good. That's just good music. Regardless of the genre tag you put on, this is a great song.
I mean, I've heard people call it like Black Yacht.
That sucks.
I know it's...
Well, that opens the door to, is there Mexican yacht and Thai yacht, Aussie yacht?
Well, I think it's just appealing music. It's just...
Yeah, it's human music.
You put that on and no one's going to be bummed out.
Yeah, and the Jerome McMurray similarly has got that, there's an intimacy to both of those recordings, like very like one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of intimacy in this little micro-genre we're exploring, the next record I'm going to play is by a fellow named Willie Griffin, who's from Dallas. The song is called I Love You, on the appropriately named Grip Records, because the shit is market watch expensive these days. But this is another one that's very delicate. There's an out-of-tune guitar that somehow adds to the authenticity and kind of charming quality of it. But ultimately, it's just a really beautiful little ballad, almost a diary entry from Texas that fits perfectly in this bag.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of getting into the sort of barefoot, fringy aspects of folk music, where these are kind of folky dudes, such as to say that they like might have a sheet hanging up for a front door or something.
Like hippie ethos?
Yeah.
There's an interesting thing that happens in the collision of white hippie culture and African Americans in the late 60s and the 70s, where it's seemingly the hippie ethos was kind of picked a la carte by black folks. Like, we like that part of it, but some of this other shit missed me with that.
Like, that incense kind of smells like shit.
I've never been in a black household that smells like Knock Champa.
No. And I've never been in a white household that was properly saged.
That's bullshit.
And you know what? I've never been in a black household that had a heavy crystal presence.
I bet you if you looked in 2023 on social media, there's some account of some woman crystalled out with like 60 zillion followers.
You're talking about like post-Baduism, though.
That's exactly what I had in mind, was the post-Erykah Badu world we live in.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll listen to Willie Griffin now. I Love You on Grip.
I saw you, I wanted you to be mine, but I was too shy to say anything. I knew it'd take time. When I finally got the nerve, you just smiled, then you gave me the word. You were so beautiful. All I could think of was I love you. I love you. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Then we got together and made love. You told me I was all you think of, but the problems came, we busted up. We talked it over, we said we'd had enough. Even though you left me, all I can remember was that I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. We both made little excuses to call. Both of us were climbing the walls. We finally let go our pride. We said we needed each other side by side. And now to the bitter with the sweet. Still, I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you.
That's really good, right? That Willie Griffin.
Yeah, and apparently just market watched out, huh?
It's a shame. You know what? It's not a shame. I'm proud of it. Something like that should be worth big bucks.
Yeah.
I love that. I would never pay the money for it. I have the record, thankfully, and got it a million years ago before anybody gave a shit. Oh. Willie Griffin's really something. And this next thing is something that you brought, and it kind of has, it doesn't have the intimacy of the Willie Griffin, but it has a very similar sound as far as the mix. Like the acoustic guitar is kind of in the same spot. The drums are in the same acoustic space. The picture's very much the same, but this is a lot fucking weirder.
Yeah, this is Trash Company out of Richmond, Virginia, which our buddy Marty Key found the guy, gussied it up, put out a chunk of recordings that he had made,
which are awesome.
And the thing is this song is folk, and it's kind of folk by default, because how do you really I mean, this is probably the folkier song from his catalog, but how do you really categorize any of that stuff?
Yeah, it is completely in its own lane, all of it. Trash Company has one single that was issued in the day in the 70s on a label called Kinky Blue. That's what we're going to listen to. And then our friend Marty, as John mentioned, met the man, and he had a whole trove of stuff that he had put out. So he put out this great thing called the Earl Hotel Tapes, I believe is the name of it. But it's really, really good. When he did that, 6 or 7 years ago, I listened to the shit out of that LP that he did. Another thing I'll mention about this Trash Company 45 is that somebody owes Trash Company some money, particularly Nirvana, because
Trash Company's going to freak when he sees that check.
When he sees that check from Geffen for this riff.
My God, we're going to Red Lobster.
Wake up on a dusty floor, pixies at my feet. Walk out on an early morning, a voice says you're sweet. A purple lady takes my hand and asks my name.
What's your name?
I turned to her and started to speak. She says her name is the same. Come to me softly, come to me sweet. I reach out to touch her face, and she pulls away. She says, you know, you don't mean a damn thing to me, babe, if you're not gonna stay. Never like to give my heart to a drifty can. Take all they can and never give, and always be on my mind. Come to me softly,
Come to me.
come to me sweet. Tell me what you need, baby. Tell me what you need, baby. I won't make you bleed this time. Tell me what you need, baby. Tell me what you need, baby. I'll show you how to feel this time. Touch me.
That's a well-constructed pop song in general. And I asked you while I was playing, was it an original? Because the song Come to Me Softly, it sounds like maybe it could have been a pop standard or something, but that's all Max Monroe's work there from Trash Company, which is an awesome name for a band.
I think it's maybe safe to call that SRO folk.
Standing room only?
No, single room occupancy.
Goodbye.
I think that was truly what it was, right? He was staying in a hotel when he was doing all that?
Yeah. It just has that real, like, one-man band by social default.
Yeah, another character that we should mention that kind of occupies this space is Abner J.
Okay, yeah, sure.
From Georgia. But his is a little bit more tied to a kind of Appalachian roots tradition rather than this kind of singer-songwriter thing that we've been seeing slowly happen over the course of the show, where protest folk becomes I have an acoustic guitar. Now I'm expressing myself. Now it's just about the songs that I write, not so much the vehicle which I present it, but like it's about my songs, which the acoustic guitar in the late 20th century was where songs started more than a piano would have been in, say, the earlier 20th century.
Yeah, super accessible. Everybody's uncle, aunt had a guitar, and so
it's portable.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of folk music is you can busk, you can play these songs anywhere because the guitar is portable, whereas you're not seeing a guy push around a piano in the streets of Greenwich Village in 1961. Listen to my song that sounds like Woody Guthrie.
Show these fascists.
So as the singer-songwriter path is kind of forged as the 70s go on, obviously there's going to be great records that result from this. This next thing is something that I pulled from my collection, where it's a full band. I mean, there was a full band on Trash Company, but that's saying a lot. This was done in a studio with like musicians and overdubs.
With musicians, you say?
With musicians and overdubs, your typical studio experience. This is from Cincinnati. It's a fellow named Donnie Moore. It's called The Man You See. The other side of it is straight soul. It's excellent. But this one, I hate to say it, almost proto-Yacht a little bit.
Say it.
No, I'm not.
It's got the vibe. It's definitely got the vibe, but it's really, really, really good.
Because it's carefree? Is it breezy?
There's definitely a breezy element to it, but sometimes the glide and Yacht stuff is acceptable because it's not immediate. It's it rests back a little bit. There's a little like recess, if you will, concave. It's concave. Easy Glide is concave music.
Truly burnt.
But Donnie Moore's great, and we'll back that up with another bit of 70s black singer-songwriter / folk stuff that also employs an entire band sound.
I can't wait.
The man you see before you is old and gray. The only thing he's ever loved has gone away. Oh, can't you see him crying tonight, talking to himself with a lie?
someone to love you? Do you have someone to share your feelings? Do you have someone to touch you? To give you love with every special meaning? Do you have someone to kiss you? With lips so warm and eager for the taking? Do you have someone to miss you? When far away I will be all in waiting. I can be your someone. I can be the answer. I can be your someone. I can be the answer. Do you have someone to sleep with? Someone to share the morning sunshine places? Do you have someone to be with? To help you fill the lone and empty spaces? I can be your someone. I can be the answer. I can be your someone. I can be the answer. For the question, let me be your someone. Let me be the answer. Let me be your someone. Let me be the answer.
That was I Can Be Your Someone by Joe Johnson, a rather obscure LP from Dallas, mid to late 70s on a label called Sagittar. Really cool record that I was introduced to, like, maybe even in the late 90s by Chris Veltri from the Groove Merchant and Josh Davis. They both had it, and I met them independently, and both of them, one of the first records they showed me was that, and I'd never seen it really until the Discogs era before then, but the whole record is marked by really good songwriting like that. It's the most fleshed out on the record. Most of it is a guy with just a guitar and very limited backing, but Joe Johnson's really, really great. And what's strange about Joe Johnson, too, it could be a white guy if you didn't know, whereas the Donnie Moore before that, it's clearly a black dude with that cool stereo vocal pan that he's got going on. Powerful stuff, both songs.
Well, in the song that you just played, it speaks to his really being rooted in a sort of folk tradition, because like the band is kind of like getting into it. Like they're kind of like backing Curtis up or something, you know, like they're kind of getting in a pocket, but his vocal is like so kind of pure and pretty.
Well, we could just as well have played that Joe Johnson on a Glide show. In a way, it's kind of in that cut.
Yeah, when those strings come in,
on the Donnie Moore.
Yeah, the sails just fill.
The strings on the Donnie Moore is definitely some Canvas Can Do Miracles type shit. Now, the next thing you're going to play is going to return to the more basic man and a guitar definition of folk. And this is something that you brought that's really, really good. A fellow named Tony Brown.
Correct. Tony Brown from somewhere in Iowa. The name of the record is Jersey. The whole record is just him singing, you know, alternating between his natural voice and falsetto. The songs are super raw, super personal.
And this is one of those advanced reviewer confidential tax scammy back of Rolling Stone joints?
Yeah, it has a kind of a 12-inch sleeve, with the window for the label, and it says Advanced Reviewer Copy Confidential, which I have seen on a few records.
It was the back of magazines, like the back of Crawdaddy or Rolling Stone. You could buy these, but I think it was scammy in that you submitted your master and demo. A great deal of the bands that appear in that sleeve, they're from the larger Midwest. I think that company might have been based in Milwaukee because there's a lot of Wisconsin shit. This jazz funk thing called Matrix was the first thing I ever encountered.
Synod from Minneapolis has a record on this, and from what I gather, most of the people, even Tony Brown, I sort of reached out to him online, and he's like, I have one copy, it's $5,000.
What's up, bro?
Get the feeling these guys, like Synod, didn't have any copies of it.
Synod get hit with mad scams, man. They did AMG, they did Advanced Reviewer Confidential. They were just failing.
Oh, no. Solenoid. It's not Synod.
You're fired.
Those are two words that I'm going to give the same post office box to.
Sausage.
So, yeah, this Tony Brown is front to back, great record, super insightful.
What song are we going to hear?
We're going to listen to Till I Saw You.
I saw a mountain flying. I saw a river crying, but it never meant nothing till I saw you. Nothing is nothing till you have someone to love, and you're the one I'm thinking of. Ooh, baby, yeah. Oh. I saw a mountain flying. I saw a river crying, but it never meant nothing till I saw you.
Tony Brown is really, really good. We said it, but that's great. That's great, great music.
We could say it for 10 minutes more. We will spare you. But yeah, it's a great tune.
So we listened to nearly an hour of what we've just called generically black folk. Obviously, there's a lot of nooks and crannies in there. And this is not a huge world to explore, but much larger than the one that we've shown here. You know, you have artists like Terry Collier, obviously, who started as a straight folk musician, did the soul thing, and then returned to folk and kind of made his late career as a black folk musician. A guy like Lou Bond. And we would be remiss if we didn't mention the influence of Harry Belafonte.
Yeah, I really think that his early catalog, a lot of those songs appear, you know, on some of these records. And I think that he definitely, that voice, that sort of polycultural voice from the Caribbean definitely made a lane for people of color to say like, oh, we can play guitar.
Also, Belafonte was almost entirely in an acoustic setting, which is what kind of marks all of this. All of this stuff was born from an acoustic setting.
And again, as much of a civil rights activist.
He touched every scene. I mean, let's just put it out there. He produced Beat Street shortly before he died. And I'll admit that I thought he was long gone when his death was announced. But Mike Davis from Academy Records got his record collection before he died. It was everything. It was everything cool. Think about how many people he rubbed shoulders with over his 1,000-year career. Every single person probably handed him something. I mean, he had like a sealed Tartown Basquiat. He had like weird ethnic, everything.
And Belafonte is like so full of love. He's not taking those records to Academy and being like, what can I get for these?
But also he's paid, so he just sticks them in storage, maybe listens to them a few times. So the collection was kind of remarkable. I remember Mike Davis saying that to me. He's like, yeah, it's kind of like the entire world of music.
Yeah, African.
Everything.
I mean, he traveled the world. And
he was a true ambassador.
Yeah.
So we'll close the show here with another very intimate thing that is a brother, if you will, to the Tony Brown. This is from St. Louis by a guy named Richard Davis, so 45, on a label called Chi-Town Records, because obviously I'm from St. Louis. We're going to call the label Chi-Town.
When you think of St. Louis, what do you think of?
Think of Chicago.
Naturally.
Well, they think of Chicago a lot because they got all the Chicago River's waste when we reversed the flow of the river. So you're welcome, Missouri.
My bad.
Richard Davis was also in a killer soul group called The Questions, who have a very rare 45 on a label called Gold Soul. He's playing an electric guitar, but it's firmly tied to the singer-songwriter thing we've been exploring today, and it's beautiful. It's got a lot of Curtis in there as well, because all of his songwriting was driven through the guitar, so his ghost is in a lot of this stuff as well. But Richard Davis is really special. Hopefully we've enlightened some in this realm. I'm Dante Carfagna.
I'm John Kirby.
This has been Dogpatch.
Don't sleep on the capo.
Yeah, baby. Ooh, baby. Saw you. Just a memory of you. But girl, you just don't really know how much I'm missing you. Yeah, baby. Ooh, baby. Yeah, baby. Ooh, baby. I really, really love you so. Yeah. Ooh, baby. Yeah, baby. really, really love you so. Yeah. Oh, baby. Yeah, baby. Ooh, baby. Yeah, honey. I really, really love you so. Yeah.